Hey guys, welcome to another match with, wow, completely distracted all of a sudden. Third set between CJ and SKT. Fun night of live casting. Really quick, I want to give out a shout out to David Angel, who's watching live. I think he's got something set up with his cell phone, and Justin.tv/Diggity SC to alert him or something like that. But point being, there's easy ways to get involved in the live casting, and I think it's the fun way to do it. It's what I enjoy doing, hanging out and talking to you guys. Keeps me motivated to keep doing the casting. Actually, oftentimes I'll do commentaries and I won't upload them because I'll just end up getting lazy, or they'll just end up being like a week and a half later, and I'm like, oh man, I still haven't uploaded this. I'm trying to be better about that for several reasons. Well, not for several reasons. There's things that are delaying me. I'm trying to get an auto uploader. That's besides the point. Anyway, Savior starting bottom left hand corner. Purple Zerg, upper left hand corner. We have Best as the yellow protoss. I'm actually having to restart this a little bit, so I do have the first 2 minutes as a spoiler for me. This is Fighting Spirit. It's one of those maps that I feel like it favors Zerg a lot, and I don't know how they're losing on it. Because you can see that ramp that Best is kind of going across right now. Zerg can go put pressure on that ramp right after their third base, and they can really go up and do a lot of damage. I feel like once Protoss is wandering out to go take that 12 o'clock, well, for Best 12 o'clock expansion, it's more difficult for him to take that than it is for Zerg to hold their 3 o'clock base. They've got a gas right there. You have 3 gas. You've got a lot to work with here. How are you losing this? It just feels like, I don't know, complacency overall. Unfortunately, but for Best, he is going to end up scouting, looks like last, seeing out a probe scout in that upper right-hand corner. And so he's not going to know whether to plant that Nexus or not. It looks like, and he's sending out actually a second, never mind. That's actually why I restarted. I thought he sent out a second, okay, he did send out a second probe scout. So interestingly enough, really wants to get this scout off the bat, make sure he's not getting cheesed or anything, well, not cheesed, getting Zergling rushed or ending up against a pressure build. Unfortunately for him, he's going to send 2 probe scouts out. That's really going to, whenever you have that early economic disadvantage like that, I think it kind of compounds a little bit. But he might do something a little bit crazy here. I don't know, sending out those scouts so much early. Maybe he's got something kind of particular in mind, like a quick switch to Reaver or something like that. I don't know. But sending out both probe scouts, wants to make sure that Savior's 12 hatching. He is in fact 12 hatching, but this is going to delay his Nexus a little bit, and I think that would have delayed the amount of time he was sending out a little bit anyway. I guess what he was up to is just trying to hide a probe scout out there, and wow, what a great picture of Best. Picture totally true. And that almost looked like it. It's funny because they do that camera cut right there. That almost looks like it hurt Best's feelings right there with that shot. Looks like Best wanted to cry a little bit, maybe. No, I actually like Best. I don't know why I'm teasing him right here. He's one of my. I like him as a Protoss player. I think he's upstanding. Anyway, we are seeing the Nexus first and Gateway to follow, just assuming that Savior's going to play a little bit more passively. Still has an interesting Gateway instead of, I guess he's got the probe scout right there so he can pay it off, but still that second probe wandering out in the field. And I'm kind of curious what this is about. And now let's see if Savior decides to get more aggressive. Best playing a little bit risky, just assuming that he wasn't going to send any probes out, and going to be able to, okay, wow, able to send out an additional probe and deny that 3 o'clock base from being planted. Might be able to, almost, he might get the drone killed. See if he can get to that gas in time. Best trying to run up and deny it. He's got that drone pinned back. The drone trying to run, trying to hide. He's going to get out, though. At the very least, though, that's still a denial of the third base for Savior. 2 Zerglings wandering out, trying to save it. And it still wants that territory. But this is going to delay that third base quite a bit, and Savior getting completely knocked off his game right here. And Best with some significant advantages, getting that gateway out a lot sooner, able to deny this base for what seems like absolutely forever. That probe, this is going to be an interesting micro fight right here. The probe running in, able to get the pylon block. Very nice, and back off now. And that's going to delay it even longer. He's going to have to cancel that, obviously, but got to say, good show here from Best to really frustrate and do some damage here to Savior. Kind of curious why, I'm wondering why Zerg players are choosing to take this natural secondary instead of just taking their 6 o'clock, which I feel like is a little bit more defensible. I mean, yes, you can take that main immediately after this, but I feel like going and taking this base is almost trivial after you have that third base anyway and the 3 gas to work with. I don't know. That's of course, Diggity, who's the the D plus noob talking. So there you go. Probe Scout still up in that natural secondary, still up in the main. The Zergling's not able to kill it. 6 Zerglings out in the field, so not maybe going to go and try to make sure he can keep these Probe Scouts out. Really, I feel like if you are producing 6 Zerglings, you need to make sure you do get a probe kill, just to kind of equalize things. Tech to layer 2, but best has got to be a pretty... Yeah, he moved 2 probes out, but because he was able to delay that third base for such a long period of time, because he was able to sneak with that gateway, I feel like he's going to be just a step ahead here. Savior actually might end up losing a couple more Overlords than I think he was planning on. Might have that layer upgrade a little bit, but I just feel like Best feels a step ahead right now. Just in everything, also the momentum, also just kind of frustrating him, and we might, wow, putting the Spire down, looks like, nevertheless, even though he doesn't have that third base completely up and running, let's see if, I was kind of hoping he would adjust, but 2 Stargate, I almost said 2 Stargate, so Best is going to take it to the air, and he's going to do a heavy Corsair build. I don't think Savior's going to see this coming, and I really like this build because I honestly don't know that Savior's really going to be able to adjust to this all that effectively. And so mass Corsairs with Zealots and DTs underneath could be very, very effective across the board, especially because to adjust to this, you got to have an Overlord kind of in that area to kind of spot it. And I haven't seen the Overlord out from Savior just because of the way the scouting has worked. Right now, looks like that's kind of a weird angle to, hey, let's look at the guy who's heads down looking at the thing. That's what you get for not having Overlord in the area, I guess, scouting absolutely everything. So going to see the Spire being built. Honestly, it's going to be, you're going to see a couple Corsair. Well, this is actually going to be an indication to Savior that he's going up against 2 Stargates. Let's see if he can adjust to it. That Overlord should die to the north, but it's not going to be all that long before you see a lot of Corsairs out in the field. And I'm kind of curious how Savior's going to end up dealing with this. He needs to land a lot of Scourge early. It looks like he is getting that 5 hatchery build going. That's the one thing, though, is going the Corsairs this early. You're very, very delayed with your High Templar. You're very delayed with Storm as a result. So you really need to make sure you're killing a lot of Overlords early and rapidly to make sure that those Hydralisks don't just start massing. And there are a couple Scourge underneath. Looks like they're going to try to run in, pick something off while they can. Not quite able to do so. Oh! Maybe. Oh, wow. Best just maneuvered them. You can tell he was mini-map maneuvering right there. Lost one already. Looks like he's gonna. I gotta assume he's gonna transfer this. Transfer this into Corsair Reaver. But yeah, doing this, he's got to go and get a lot of Overlord kills as quickly as possible. Queen's Nest already. It looks like he's actually just gonna skip Hydralisk build altogether and go for the 3 gas. This is what I'm saying he could do, but this is crazy. So Evolution Chamber down. I don't see a Hydralisk down. I don't see a single Hydralisk, and he's just going to go straight to Queen's Nest to kind of follow this up. Able to kill those Scourge, interestingly enough, and I'm kind of curious what he's going to be up to. He's going to get a Spore Colony on that front door. More Scourge being produced, but still not able to land any kills. And it looks like Best is going to be able to... Savior does not look panicked at all, though. I thought with those Hydralisks out, he'd have some defense, but yeah, just sitting underneath that Spore Colony, just eating damage and not having any trouble doing it. He's going to be able to scout this. He's going to see the